Now, your ass still owes me a body that I intend to collect. Do you hear me?
Yes, Kane.
Now get out of here while I'm still feeling generous.
Now, as Power Book 2 Ghost progresses through Season 3, we've started to see Cane and Brayden's relationship evolve to new heights. Brayden's reintroduction in Season 1 of Ghost and Tariq's connection to the Tejadas meant that it was inevitable these were two characters who were going to cross paths at some stage, and I do think slowly we've begun to see Cane warm to Brayden. But the relationship has always been one where Cane has had some level of control over Brayden for the most part, and that's partly because of Brayden's eagerness to prove himself and show he has what it takes to do what needs to be done in the game. But does he? Cane knows that he didn't kill Lauren, and he also knows he wasn't the one who pulled the trigger on the Russian Connect, and so as we all saw, Brayden owns Cane a body which Cane definitely intends to collect. But what do you guys think will happen when Cane learns Lauren is alive? Because that time is certainly coming. Does that mean Brayden owns Cane 2 bodies, or does failing to kill Lauren lie with Effie? I do think we can make a case where Cane could think Brayden owns him 2, not 1. So in this video, we're going to be running through the history of Brayden and Cane, and how Brayden's managed to find himself in this dilemma. So we're going to look at the evidence, facts, and findings, and then round everything up with some thoughts and theories around who Cane could ask Brayden to kill, because no doubt, we are getting closer to Brayden's first kill in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3. Now, when we were introduced to Brayden, he was a character who instantly told Tariq he wanted to get back to their hustling ways of Chode. They had a good thing going until Effie came and took Tariq out. So with Tariq St. Patrick having no choice but to hustle to pay for Davis, he brought Brayden on board because he saw how much value he could add. So the lessons of human capital in episode 3 of Season 3 can even date back to the early stages of Season 1. Now, one thing Tariq did warn Brayden of early on was Cane. He said that Cane was the shooter and he's the one they need to worry about, and when they came face to face, he was beginning to realize Cane doesn't fuck around. He put him both in a trace on the corners of Queens to hustle. But even though Brayden is a silver spoon, this is where Cane knew that Brayden had something about him, and also where Brayden realized he loved this game.
I earned that shit. That was my money, not my mom and dad's. I fucking loved it, bro. Being out there.
Something we began to learn more of in Season 2 was how Brayden doesn't want to just inherit what his father has. He wants to be his own man, and he feels the game is his thing. But the problem with Brayden at this moment was, he was someone who came from a rich privileged background, and he hadn't fully experienced the street life, whereas Cane was someone who grew up and was nurtured in this life. So Brayden didn't know about life or death situations, but that definitely began to change in Season 2. In Season 2, we began to learn more about why Brayden was different to any of the other Westerns, and more recently, how he's more like his uncle Lucas Weston rather than his father. But this was the season where we really saw the relationship between Brayden and Cane evolve to new heights. He helped Brayden hit one of Mahoney's cash houses being the driver, and again in the jewelry heist, where we do have to bear in mind, he did pull the trigger, and if Cane didn't jam the gun, he could very well have caught his first body in Season 2. Similar to Tariq in Season 1, Cane began to realize just how beneficial it can be having someone like Brayden by your side. He's able to access and do things Cane can't, and he definitely used that to his advantage. However, Brayden soon began to realize why Tariq warned him about Cane in Season 1, as well as 2 I have to add. But this was only after Cane manipulated Brayden and planted the badge in Tariq's drawer, which really put shit into perspective for Brayden.
I chose this life just like you, okay? I'm tired of you putting your fucking problems on everyone else.
Now, Brayden definitely wasn't wrong here, let's not get it twisted. These are two characters who chose a game, and now they need to play by the game's rules, something that Tariq has come to terms with, but not Brayden. One of the clear problems with Brayden at this moment in time is he wants to be in the game, and I don't think he cares too much about the money, but more the thrill and the excitement. But just like Effie warned him, sometimes you need to make sacrifices.
Look, you found the game, okay? The game ain't find you. See, where I'm from, that shit comes straight to your front door, but you made a choice.
Now, even at this moment in time when Effie was giving Brayden no choice, she was someone who still hadn't caught her first body either, but she knows when push comes to shove, snitches do need to be dealt with in this line of work. But Bosch's job in trying to kill Lauren is about to cause one hell of a shitstorm. So as we entered Season 3, Braden, Kane, and Effie are the only ones who are aware that what they supposedly did to Lauren. But they had another problem, as there always will be in power. When you get rid of one, you're always going to end up with another, and that was Bash. Bash knew that Brayden lied in court to protect Tariq St. Patrick around course correct, and he threatened both Tariq and Brayden, so he knew he had to be dealt with, but instead of dealing with Bash himself, he called Kane. Now this is what I love about the relationship between Brayden and Kane. Even though Kane thinks Brayden is a silver spoon, Kane definitely likes working with Brayden because of the respect and loyalty they've built across Seasons 1 and 2. But it's also a relationship that has been marked by mistrust and tension because of Kane's manipulation of Brayden in Season 2 and the events of Season 3, Episode 3. At this moment in time, Kane thought that Brayden had killed Lauren because that's what Brayden made him believe. So as the stakes are getting higher for Tariq and the rest of the crew, with pressure rising from Obi to move Nomad's product, Drew's plan was to kill the Castillo's Connect, which would give them no choice but to come to the Tejadas for product. Now they're a crew that have a foothold in Brooklyn, and I'm going to come back to the Castillos in just a moment when I run through some theories around Braden's first kill. Kane told Brayden that he was the one who was going to kill the Russian Connect, because the kill couldn't come back to Kane. So even though we saw Brayden play off cool with Kane, with him saying yeah cool whatever, I've got this, the contrast in emotion said it all when he opened up to Effie and Tariq. Effie knows Brayden isn't a killer, which is why she stepped in to try and take care of Lauren, and Tariq knew it too, which is why they went with Brayden to have his back, and it's a good job they did, otherwise we'd be seeing Brayden in a casket. Now the fact that Brayden didn't kill the Russian Connect was brought up in this meeting between Gordo and the Tejadas, and as we all know, Kane is someone who's beginning to show a lot more street smarts. He was able to not only connect the dots to Brayden not killing the Russian Connect, but also Lauren, but I'm going to come back to that in just a moment, so hold that thought. Just have a look at Brayden's reaction after he saw Tariq take someone's life. This was the first time Brayden seen someone take a life, and so it goes back to the point about how Brayden loves the thrill and the excitement of the game. Yeah, sure, he likes moving weight, and he definitely proves valuable in Wall Street, but in terms of human capital, they all have their expertise, and unfortunately, this just isn't Brayden's. Now, Kane was fuming at the fact he was taking the heat for the Russian Connect, albeit they couldn't prove it was Kane. He specifically made it clear to Brayden the kill can't come back to him, but what this did was make Kane connect the dots that Brayden just didn't flap the Russian kill, but also Lauren. They all believe that Lauren is dead thanks to Jenny Sullivan, but sooner or later we're gonna see Lauren come back and her reveal is gonna cause one shitstorm amongst everyone. But just in terms of Kane and Brayden, you can bet Kane will want words with Brayden once again, and I wouldn't doubt he's gonna have his gun pointed in Brayden's direction again, although this time he's gonna collect that body from Brayden. So let's break down some theories with who could be Brayden's first kill in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3. Now, one character who I think we can all agree on whose time is coming to an end is Lorenzo Tejada. Kane knows that he killed Zeke and he got retribution for both Zeke as well as having a go-up jump Drew by having Lorenzo beat down in a similar fashion to what Lorenzo did to him in Season 1. But sooner or later Lorenzo is going to have to catch a hot one, especially because he continues to act very reckless. When Kane asked him to move more drugs, what did we go and see him do? He put that on Diana, at a place where they really shouldn't be dealing, Stansfield. Lorenzo really is desperate at this moment in time, and I think he's going to continue to make more reckless moves to the point where he's going to have to go. So could Lorenzo be Braden's first? Now, Lauren is a character that at some stage will no doubt come back into the fold, because I think we can already see she's going crazy being cooped up in Jenny's house for 3 months with no contact to the outside world, no contact to her parents, friends, or even the internet. So at some point, we're going to see her try and escape, and when she does, and when Kane finds out, not if, when Kane finds out, could he ask Brayden to get the job done once and for all? Now, something I picked up during episode 3 was a conflict between Gordo and the rest of his crew. They had a vote when it came to whether they should work with Kane and the Tejadas, and even though the majority won, it does seem like some were against working with Kane. Now, this reminded me of the time Brock disrespected Kane, and we all saw what he did to Brock. So could we see Kane asking Brayden to kill one of Gordo's soldiers in a similar fashion, as Kane looks on, because this time around, I don't think Kane would just ask Brayden to kill someone, he may just watch on and make sure he pulls that trigger, similar to how Kane had Dre pull the trigger on Brock. I also do wonder if Kane could task Brayden to get rid of Gordo if he finds out about the relationship with Drew, because he knows from Season 2 how Drew was not only distracted by Ev, but how he failed to kill Ev when he had to go. So Gordo is another to think about, because that would just add to the conflict with Evelyn, because he is one of Evelyn's sons, and maybe giving her more fuel to possibly betray the Tejadas. Now here's the wild card, Trace Weston. I say wild card because we all know Brayden will catch a body, but killing someone of the same blood, now that's a complete different ballgame. But Trace does remain someone who knows way too much information, and he's also someone who knows Kane. So could Brayden have a choice to make between his blood family and his street family at some stage in this season? But with that being said, could Brayden's father's words in episode 1 come back to fruition? Could Brayden do something so bad that disgraces the family name, that makes him disown Brayden? I think we can make a good case where Brayden's gonna fuck shit up for the Westons in 2 ways, one by taking a life and the other by connecting Weston Holdings to the drug organization. So drop all your thoughts down below on who you think could Brayden's be first kill and how could this change him. But as always, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you next time.